and welcome to a new video. We are off and running and we are heading into Fernley, Nevada to pick up a load. It's going to Tumwater, Washington, which there's a couple different ways to get there. Basically all of them involve 2-lane roads, which are a little hairy. We don't usually like driving on 2-lane roads because they can be, you know, a little scary in a semi. They're just narrow and, you know, you're really dependent on the people going the other way being on top of their game, which, you know, we all know that they aren't. There's Milkman doing his log. Look at my woman cave. How am I supposed to sleep up there? I just threw everything in and, you know, it's a mess up there, but that's how it usually is when we start out for the week. All right, so this is how we get turned around. This is the only time of the year that it's green around our place. All the green you see will turn golden and stickery. All right, we're arriving at our location. And I always use Google Maps to help me know exactly where the entrance is to a location, because sometimes their address is on one street and the truck entrance is somewhere else. All right, it's the next left turn.
Right here at the stoplight, huh?
Yeah, it's a stop sign, not a
stop
stoplight.
sign, excuse me. So just pull up out of the way and we'll go in there then?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Because yeah, that's
Yeah, that's definitely them. And maybe they just have, you know, this dog right here.
I see. And there's a thing right there, driver's entrance right here.
Okay, when we're sliding our tandems, we have to set this brake. Otherwise, the tandems won't slide. And then Milkman tells me to go forward. Everything's done at this point with hand signals. And then he just pulls a little switch. Oh, and then we go a little more. And I lock back in. Now I release the brakes. And now I can continue getting into the door. And he's giving me a little bit of guidance as to how far away I am from hitting the dock. Don't want to hit it too hard. like that. And we set both brakes, of course. We want the tractor brakes and the trailer brakes on because they're going to be going in and out with a forklift. All right, we got our green light, so we are ready to go. We don't have to go back in because they already gave us the paperwork. Now Milkman's just gonna pull a little bit forward just to get out of the dock just enough so that we can close our doors, put the seal on, and then also enough so that when we slide our tandems, really what we're doing is when we slide our tandems, the tandems are staying put and we're moving the rest of the trailer backwards. So it has happened in the past where we didn't move forward enough and we needed to slide our tandems more forward, but we couldn't because we were gonna hit the dock. Heading to Walmart for the second time this week. Milkman made it clear that he's feeling too sick to make lunch today, so I got myself some Subway. So last week we were eating so much fast food because we didn't have any food. Now we have tons of food in the truck, but I still have to eat fast food. But I guess at least Subway is one of the healthier options when it comes to fast food. All right, here we are getting into Winnemucca, Nevada, and we're gonna get off. We're gonna get some fuel and then keep going. But even if I weren't getting off for fuel, I'd be getting off here because this is the way to go. If you can see here, it says 95 north, and that is what I need to take. And so basically, I will be on 2-lane roads for the rest of my driving time. We are not getting back to interstate for until we reach Portland, Oregon. And so it'll be a lot of back roads, a lot of 2-lane roads, not a lot of traffic. That's always nice. Of course, there's not a problem with weather at this time of year, so that's good. Otherwise, we wouldn't have even considered something like this. So I'm sure you can't see it because the camera was not facing the right way, but this fuel island is pretty full. This was the only pump that was available, and this is the reason that we haven't fueled so much at Love's. They are known for having cheaper fuel, and so all of the fleets, all of the company drivers and owner operators and people like that, pretty much everybody likes cheap fuel, right? We all want to save money. So normally we can purchase fuel here at the pump, but this little button right here that I need is not working. You can see it's been pressed a lot, and the button that gets pressed the most goes out first. So I need to remember what pump I'm on, number 22, and I need to go inside. Hi, I'm on a pump that has a button that I need that's not working.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What pump are you on?
22.
Just for diesel?
Diesel and DEF, please.
Okay.
Oh, do I have to sign?
Yeah.
With my finger?
Yeah. It's...
All right, so we're back here at the pump. I'm gonna get this pump started. We always like to wear gloves when we're touching the pump because it gets all diesel-y and gross. And then everything else is basically just like pumping gas, except that we don't have to choose. There's not like different octanes of diesel. There is diesel number 1 and diesel number 2, but diesel number 1 is for super, super cold environments, and so you only see it in the way, way north. And now we actually have 2 tanks. Both of our trucks have 2 tanks, one on each side. And so we have a second fuel pump. Oh, let me show you this. So our fuel caps are locking fuel caps so that nobody will steal our fuel. So you see we've got a keyhole there. That's why we keep the aluminum foil on it, because the grime and muck from the road will get into the keyhole, and then we really struggle to open them up. And you know, if you can't open your fuel cap, you're gonna have trouble when you start running low on fuel. And so the pumps don't keep track of how much went into each tank. Nobody cares. The 2 tanks are connected to each other, so we don't have to like switch from tank A to tank B or anything like that. They equalize automatically. Wow. I don't know. It only took 51 gallons. And I can see the other side has already stopped as well. You might ask, why did I crumple up the aluminum foil? Couldn't I reuse it? Whenever we attempt to reuse them, they apparently don't grab on as tight the second time. And every time we try to reuse them, the next time we go to get fuel, they're gone. They've fallen off somewhere on the road. So that's why their aluminum foil is like a single-use thing. We tried other methods like using a bag with a rubber band and others. Nothing else works. This is the best way. Even though it's a little bit wasteful since we're using new aluminum foil every time. I need to leave enough room for some Lucas diesel treatment. So it's apparently 1 cup per 25 gallons. I put in 50 gallons, so of course I'm gonna do 2 cups. It's easy math. It just makes the truck run better. The one thing I do need to do is replace the aluminum foil. So I take a sheet like this, I fold it over once, and that's how much I use. So just like that, and then just smush it on. Then every time we get inspected, at the very beginning of the inspection, the cops are sure that we've got the foil because we're missing a fuel cap, and that's a violation. But we tell them, no, take off the foil if you need to see, because there is a fuel cap there. We're just protecting our keyhole. Last thing before I leave the fuel island, it's important to dump any trash we have, because it builds up fast. I see Milkman has given me the bag of trash. He did not want me to forget. But I was already on it. He also left me the fuel bag. It's because he wants me to remember to put back the fuel cards and the fuel key. So we put those all in the fuel bag. And then the fuel bag has its own special spot up there. If you can pull up on the fuel island, it's considered very bad form if you don't. See how there's like a limit line up there? See how this guy has pulled up? We all have to go in. We don't all have to go in. In the past, we all had to go in to get our receipts. Nowadays, often the receipt gets emailed to us, or like our fuel card vendor will send us a statement, and it gives us all of the information that would typically be on a receipt. So but either way, usually drivers will go in and get a soda at this point and use the restroom. And so if you're sitting there on the fuel island, you go in and do all of that stuff. That's time wasting for the person who's behind you. So if you go inside and you haven't pulled up, you will definitely get some side eye from anybody who saw it happen.
I'm gonna start making myself some bean burritos.
You're gonna make a bean burrito?
Yeah,
Or a couple bean burritos?
Yeah, for lunch.
Awesome. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna refill my soda cups and use the restroom, and then I'm gonna be on my way. So when I walked in to get my sodas and make a pit stop, there were a couple of fuel islands open. And now as I'm leaving, when I came back out, they were all full and there was somebody behind me. So if I had not pulled up, they would not have been able to fuel. I can see they're now even done with their fueling. They're getting their windows and everything. So that's why it's considered rude if you don't pull up. The griddle, good food. And here we are going under the interstate. And now we're going over the Humboldt River. Alright, so I just finished up at 30 in McDermott, Nevada. It's right on the border with Oregon, and it's a town where I knew there was a nice wide spot to park in for 30 minutes. My 30 actually ended up being more like 45. But this is a we have to take a 30. We cannot drive more than 8 hours straight without taking some kind of a 30-minute break from driving. So those 30 minutes do not necessarily have to be 100% off duty. They can also be on duty, just as long as we're not driving. And they can be in the sleeper berth. We can really do anything we want. We just cannot be actually driving around. You know what I screwed up on? I forgot to get DEF. I paid for DEF, or I didn't pay for it, but I opened up the DEF tank.
Oh no.
And then and when I got back out, I didn't realize this until way later. So I can barely see out my window with all the bugs. So I pulled over on the side of the road. I was gonna try to figure out where all the window washing supplies are so that I could do the windows. Look who woke up to do my windows for me. I am definitely a lucky woman. woke up a little bit early, so I get to go to bed early. I made it to just a little bit past Bend, Oregon, and we have 240 miles left to get to the customer. So we'll get there nice and early in the morning. Our delivery appointment is at 10 a.m., but hopefully we'll be able to deliver a little bit earlier. And I guess that's it. So thanks for coming along with us. Catch you next time.